The Ugly Truth was absolutely terrible in every way, but this shouldn't really come as a big shock. It's been kind of a shit summer for Hollywood movies, don't you think? It's like Hollywood's not even trying anymore. As much as it makes me seem like a bitter, party-pooping cynic to say this, it really does actually for real seem like all that Hollywood cares about is getting butts in the seats, which means that it's focus groups and test audiences and marketing executives that are actually making these movies now, that are actually making the creative decisions. So the bar is getting lower and lower and lower, while inexplicably budgets and profits continue to soar, which is really messed up. With a box office tally of almost 800 million worldwide, the big blockbuster hit of this summer is Transformers 2. Transformers 2, a 2.5-hour movie with hardly any plot or likable characters that somehow gets away with being incredibly offensive just because it happens to have giant robots in it. But people seem to love it. They just can't get enough of it. And why shouldn't they, Rajo? I mean, they're just going to the movies to escape their crappy lives for a while. It doesn't have to be art. Well, no, it doesn't have to be art, but it does have to not assume that I have extensive brain damage either. It just has to not try and pull a fast one on me or you or everybody else that pays on average about 35 bucks every time they go and see a movie. It's like Hollywood's not trying hard enough to earn our money. But why should they? We keep spending it. All it takes is for us to see a giant standee in the lobby of the theater, and we're sold. So I'm worried about the future of big budget Hollywood movies if mediocre or worse crap continues to become successful on a cosmic level such as this. It really does send the wrong message to movie executives. One that says we will settle for anything because the good ones are so few and far between that we forget what real quality is. But I guess that since we all love democracy, that means that majority rules. 50,000 Elvis fans can't be wrong, and I guess neither can the massive crowds that have so far in the last 6 days paid $35 million collectively to see The Ugly Truth. I hated The Ugly Truth. It's painfully cliched and it has zero funny jokes. The two leads are awful and it does nothing for the romantic comedy genre. In fact, it takes it several giant leaps back. I mean, talk about gender stereotypes from like 1996. I mean, we've got Gerard Butler as a set-in-his-ways dog who thinks that relationships are stupid. He's like a walking "that's what she said" joke. He says that guys are easy to figure out and that all they ever want in life is a blowjob. I know, right? So true. And career-oriented ladies like Katherine Heigl are just prudish control freaks who will never find a man because their set of criteria are just way too unrealistic. So they just might as well put on a slutty dress and manipulate men into going out with them. I guess now, in 2009, the screenwriters from Hollywood are finally sitting up to listen to what the comedians of Def Comedy Jam have to say. And people are going crazy for this movie. The general public loves The Ugly Truth. They can't get enough of it. It's getting terrible reviews from critics all over the internet, but each review is followed by about 40 user comments that all say things like, "Do not listen to the critics on this one. I loved it. And so did all the people laughing hysterically in my theater." What's going on here? I mean, these are all people who have jobs or who go to school, and in these shitty economic times, they have chosen to relax with a night out at the movies. But because the bar is as low as it is, something like The Ugly Truth must stand out as something worth paying for. Has it really been that long since the vast majority of the movie-going public has seen something of actual quality? I don't know, maybe it is me that's in the wrong. Maybe I'm the one who's just not getting it. Maybe there is some sort of universal relationship secret man-woman advice that I'm just missing out in The Ugly Truth because I'm too insecure, maybe? I don't know. Maybe I'm just too uptight. Maybe I'm just too much of a snob. Or maybe the success of movies like The Ugly Truth or Transformers 2 are just strong indicators that Mike Judge's vision of the future from his movie Idiocracy will actually come to pass. Maybe eventually people will pay to see 90 minutes of just a giant, naked, farting ass on screen. Maybe that movie will even win an Oscar. So go see The Ugly Truth, I guess, because it's popular, right? And Hollywood, keep them coming because you seem to know exactly what the audience wants.